Cancer loves acid.
Did you know that cancer cells thrive in an acidic environment? Barbara O'Neill warns that these 8 everyday foods can push your body into that dangerous state. Find out now which foods you should stop eating immediately to protect your health. But before we dive into these specific foods, make sure to subscribe to our channel for the latest health updates from celebrities. It's crucial to understand why the pH level in your body plays such a key role. Only when you grasp how an imbalanced pH creates the perfect foundation for diseases can you make the right choices for your health. So let's first break down why maintaining a stable pH is so important for your body. Why is pH important? Imagine your body as a swimming pool. When the pH balance is off, the water becomes cloudy, creating the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. The same happens inside your body. The pH level measures how acidic or alkaline your system is, and if it becomes too acidic, it creates an environment where diseases like cancer can thrive. Our blood has a slightly alkaline pH between 7.35 and 7.45, and it's crucial to keep this stable because even small changes can disrupt vital bodily functions. Barbara O'Neill believes that diseases like cancer thrive in acidic environments. According to her, cancer loves acid and thrives in the absence of oxygen. She suggests that an acidic state in the body can be caused by poor diet, stress, and environmental factors. For this reason, she advocates following a mostly alkaline diet to maintain balance and protect against disease. In her view, alkaline foods help boost oxygen levels in the blood and support healthy cell function, while acid-forming foods can disrupt this balance and create a more favorable environment for illness. Acid-forming foods to avoid. 1. Meat. Meat, especially red meat and processed meats like sausages and bacon, is considered one of the primary sources of acid in the body. Barbara O'Neill believes that these foods are rich in phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine minerals that, when metabolized, produce acids in the body. These acids must be neutralized or excreted, placing a heavy burden on the body's buffering systems, particularly the kidneys. Barbara points to research by Dr. Colin Campbell, a respected nutrition scientist, who found in studies with rats that the growth of cancer cells could be influenced by the amount of meat and dairy they were fed. According to Barbara, this link between meat consumption and cancer risk highlights the importance of reducing meat intake. She recommends adding more plant-based proteins to your diet, such as beans, lentils, and nuts, which are less acid-forming and provide essential nutrients. 2. Wheat. Another food that Barbara O'Neill discusses in detail is wheat, particularly modern, hybridized wheat. This wheat has been genetically modified over the past few decades to produce higher yields. However, these modifications have led to a much more complex protein structure, especially in the form of gluten. Barbara explains that this new protein structure is harder to digest and leads to increased acid production in the body. In the past, wheat varieties like einkorn were much simpler and easier for the body to digest. But through breeding, modern wheat has become a burden for many people, often manifesting as gluten intolerance or other digestive issues. These intolerances frequently result in symptoms like bloating and brain fog. Barbara advises reducing the consumption of modern wheat and switching to alternative grains like quinoa, millet, or ancient wheat varieties, which are easier on the body and help maintain a better pH balance. 3. Caffeinated foods and drinks. Caffeine is something many of us consume daily, whether in coffee, tea, or soft drinks. Barbara O'Neill highlights that caffeine is highly acid-forming, meaning it increases the acid levels in the body when consumed. This is especially problematic because many caffeinated drinks also contain sugar, which further enhances acid formation. Barbara explains that a diet high in acid-forming foods like caffeine and sugar stresses the body as it constantly tries to balance pH levels. This ongoing stress can deplete the body's resources over time, particularly alkaline minerals like calcium and magnesium, which are needed to neutralize acids. She recommends cutting back on caffeine and opting for herbal teas or water instead, which are less taxing on the body. But before we move on, make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest celebrity health updates. 4. Refined sugar. Refined sugar is another major culprit when it comes to acid formation in the body. Barbara O'Neill explains that while sugar is chemically neutral, it breaks down into highly acid-forming substances like lactic acid and acetic acid during metabolism. These acids increase the body's acid load and put additional stress on the buffering systems that keep pH levels balanced. Moreover, consuming sugar raises insulin levels, which promotes the excretion of essential minerals like calcium and magnesium through urine. These minerals are crucial for neutralizing acids in the body. Barbara also points out that sugar promotes the growth of harmful bacteria in the gut, which further contributes to acid production. She strongly advises minimizing refined sugar intake and using natural sweeteners like stevia or honey in moderation. 5. Aged cheese. Barbara O'Neill also discusses the effects of aged cheese on our bodies. Blue cheeses, in particular, contain mold that is highly acid-forming. Aged cheeses are also rich in proteins and phosphorus, which contribute to acid formation. Barbara explains that these types of cheese can strain the body and negatively impact pH levels. Another point Barbara raises is how the cows that produce the milk for these cheeses are often fed chemically treated feed, which further compromises the quality of the dairy products. She recommends reducing the consumption of aged cheeses and instead choosing fresh, less processed varieties that are less acid-forming. 6. Alcohol. Alcohol is another acid-forming substance that Barbara O'Neill frequently mentions in her teachings. Alcohol breaks down into acetaldehyde in the body, a toxic substance that not only stresses the liver but also the brain and other organs. Acetaldehyde is a powerful neurotoxin that can damage brain cells and contribute to the overall acid load in the body. Barbara explains that even moderate amounts of alcohol can stress the body and disrupt its ability to maintain pH balance. She emphasizes that alcohol also interferes with sleep by disrupting the deep sleep phases that are crucial for the body's regeneration. Barbara advises strongly reducing alcohol consumption or eliminating it altogether to promote health and relieve the body's burden. 7. Tobacco. While tobacco is not a food, it is important to address the impact of smoking on the body. Barbara O'Neill explains that tobacco not only harms the lungs and heart but also shifts the body's pH towards acidity. Smoking increases the acid load and promotes the development of diseases, including cancer. Barbara warns about the long-term health consequences of smoking and emphasizes that quitting tobacco can make a significant difference to overall health. She encourages everyone who smokes to seriously consider quitting to protect their bodies from the harmful effects and reduce acid buildup. 8. Processed foods and industrially manufactured products. Finally, Barbara O'Neill addresses the dangers of highly processed foods, which are widespread in modern diets. These foods often contain a variety of additives, preservatives, sugar, and refined flour, all of which contribute to acid formation in the body. Processed foods are not only low in nutrients but also burden the body with their acid-forming properties. Barbara explains that regularly consuming these foods forces the body to work harder to maintain pH balance. Over time, this can lead to the depletion of the body's reserves and increase the risk of chronic diseases. She recommends switching to unprocessed, natural foods as much as possible, which are rich in nutrients and less taxing on the body. Summary and conclusion. In conclusion, Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that our diet has a significant impact on our health, particularly on the pH balance of our bodies. A diet that consists mostly of alkaline foods and reduces the intake of acid-forming foods can help keep our bodies healthy and prevent diseases. By consciously choosing to consume less meat, modern wheat, sugar, aged cheese, alcohol, and processed foods, we support our bodies in staying in an optimal state. It's not necessary to avoid these foods entirely, but it's important to find a healthy balance. Barbara O'Neill shows us that by making small changes in our diet, we can have a big positive impact on our health. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about Barbara O'Neill's teachings on health, make sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more valuable information.